Hey, good morning. Good morning. Um, excuse the dress. Headed to the gym. Try to get all my mental together. Uh, yeah. Hey, so today I want to talk about being a bigger person, right? And I think sometimes people forget that, in a lot of cases, being a bigger person is because you are the bigger person, right? It's that simple. But it's also about like what's your reward, right? You got to understand that everybody not on the same path as you. Everybody not on the same level as you. You know, the different things in life that you want to accomplish, your goals, your dreams, your priorities, they may not align with every single person. That's okay, right? Sometimes, being a bigger person turns out to work in your favor most times because you have a bigger journey. You have a bigger purpose, right? I think, a lot of times, we get tired. We're human. People do wrong to us and they just keep going and keep going and keep going, in situations where it's just like, it's no boundaries, it's no limits, but you just keep going back and you keep giving and you keep trying and I've heard, people to be like, oh, they just think it's easy. Just stop going back. Stop doing this. Da, da, da. And I don't mean just relationship, right? This could be the type of job you on. I know for me, one thing that has been rather stressful lately, and I've just completely ejected from it, is talking politics in the workplace. Like, I don't even participate in that because, first of all, we probably don't see the same things, apparently, or hear the same things, right? And when the conversation just gets so far out of reality, like there's no reason to. So I took that and I thought about that, and I thought about some of my own personal situations and some of the stuff that I realized that I was arguing for and about. I was raised better than that. I already know better than that. I've known better than that for 34 years now, right? So why are you arguing it? Why aren't you afraid to take the high road? Sometimes you get in situations, people will show you who they are over and over and over and over again, and you keep going back to try to change them. Why? What do you think is going to come out of that situation? You think they're going to change? The thing that you fail to realize is, just like you keep putting yourself back into that situation, every time you do, that's going to lessen the chance of them changing in the first place. You got to realize that. Not only that, you're showing them dedication, but in the wrong way. You're showing them dedication to their habits, to their wrong beliefs, to their type of value, you're showing that you're committed to that because you keep circling back to it. So when you take the higher road, when you look at it and you say, what is my greater purpose? There's no reason for me to circle back to stuff that I already know is not the way to go. You gotta let that sink in. It'll hurt. It hurts because you want to continue to give. It hurts because you have a good heart. It hurts because you want to see the best in people over and over and over again. And some of the stuff you see coming out of them, you're in disbelief. Man, I couldn't believe Joe did what? And then they won't what? And it sucks. But, from one person healing to another person that may be listening that's going through some type of healing, I'm going to tell you that the day gets brighter. It absolutely does. Stay on the high road. Be the bigger person. It's going to suck sometimes, and sometimes it's going to feel like it's not paying off. I'll be honest with you. That's probably one of the most hurtful pieces. Like, you're like, man, I keep taking the hits, but then I keep thinking that, and it doesn't happen. I got it. But you and I both know the funny thing about faith. We can't worry about where our faith is going to, when it's going to reward us. That's not our job, right? What we got to do is commit to being faithful. And I believe, I don't know your personal beliefs or religious beliefs, but I believe if we continue to sow seeds of faith and not doubt, that our reward is going to come, right? I just don't think that there is someone above us that sits back and enjoys watching us go through the type of struggles that we may have experienced as of recent. I don't think there's someone up there like, yeah, I see what's going on, but yeah, oh well. I don't think that's the case. I think that there's a variety of reasons why we go through life the way that we go through it. You know, different trials, tribulations, different lessons. And some of it could be to help us sharpen our tools for the future. Some of it could be to remind us that we have to remain humble and we have to remember who's in charge. I think the disservice we do to each other, to ourselves, is if we bow to, let's say it's a bad attitude problem. Jesus, that is probably one of the worst. Let's say it is somebody insults you, somebody attacks your family, somebody you loan money to doesn't give it back. You do a disservice if you seek revenge. That sucks. Because you want to get revenge. Trust me, I know. You want to hit them back just as hard as they hit you. Not in a physical sense. I'm talking about emotionally, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to strike back. Don't do it. Find a way to take your emotions out on something else. I hit the treadmill, or go run around a track, or I hit the weights like I'm about to do now. As you can see, I have lost, I don't even want to tell you how much weight the last couple of weeks, because my life has been unique to say the least. Like, so I don't know why my body does that. It drops mass, and it's crazy, because that's the only thing I'm trying to do is burn fat and build mass. So, but I'm in good spirits. I'm in real good spirits. I'm doing fine. And I just wanted to encourage people to, you know, keep going forward. You know, don't be afraid to take the high road, even when it hurts. And a lot of times, check this out, this is the last point. If it hurts real bad when you're taking the higher road, I'm gonna be honest with you, your destination has a higher purpose. It's a bigger reward at the end of that than you think it is. That's what's so powerful about the whole thing. Like, you take the high road, and things at the end could be amazing for you. Yeah, so have a good day. Stay focused. Take the high road. You know, send that extra apology. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. You know, that political conversation that caused an argument at work, tell the person you apologize. I didn't see the views how you do. I may not agree with you, but you're entitled to your opinion. Can we just end it at a peaceful point? That's a good way. A family member you hadn't called back because they owe you money. I got a couple family members that owe me some money too. I was just thinking about that. A couple years ago, I loaned a couple family members, a little bit here, a little bit there. They ain't said nothing to me about it. I'm just saying. But we gonna let that go. My point is, call them family members back and tell them, hey, look, you've forgiven their debt. You've forgiven the disservice that they did to you. You're over the hurt, whether they apologize or not. And I think if I didn't learn anything within this last year, that is one of the things that I am not going to say that I no longer would appreciate apologies. But in it, because my mama raised me right. I know if I step on somebody's shoe to apologize. Like, come on. Right? But I do look at, so I was reading this book, and it's called, you know, man, I forgot the title. I'll put it in the comments. Anyway, it's pretty much about learning to be disliked by people or something like that. And it talks about a lot of our common courtesies. It talks about manners. It talks about our mannerisms. Yeah, manners and mannerisms. And it's really big because sometimes you don't realize that you're casting yourself on others. The expectations that you're raising on another person. And you're going to be disappointed in a lot of those cases because you're viewing them from your lens, right? So stay with me. So I don't want nobody to feel attacked, but if you know you're not an apologetic person and you match with someone who maybe is, right? And that person decides that's not a level of compromise that they're willing to go through. Like they just don't want to, they have some type of something going on, right? You lose time trying to battle that in a sense of my way is better than your way. Don't do it. Don't do it, right? Those are one of those battles where you can know and you don't have to constantly go over it, right? In theory, I would say that's probably not a good alignment, right? And it's going to have its struggles and frustrations, etc. But I do believe that there's compromise in it. And I think for me, I've changed my way of looking at, you know, if someone does wrong to me, what I expect from them. I've changed my way of looking at it. Not in a way where I'm going to raise my kids to believe that if someone steps on your shoe, right? That's just a random example. If someone steps on your shoe, you don't deserve an apology. No, you do, right? But I'm also going to make sure that they understand that I don't want you to go up a uphill hell battle trying to go after that apology. What I want you to do is take the knowledge from what happened. I want you to analyze that situation, kind of look at that person, and then know and keep moving. Just know. All right? Because a person who can't apologize, a person who can't take accountability, trust me, that area of stepping on your shoe is not the only way you're going to experience that. And unless you're a qualified therapist, psychiatrist, whatever, you don't have the qualifications. You can't change people anyway. I don't care what your qualifications are. But they're going to have to deal with some inner stuff and see if that can become a priority for them. It may not ever. And I didn't know that because I was spoiled to being raised around people, and I grew up around, that never was a problem where I'm from, right? A lot of crazy stuff that go on, but I never experienced that particular thing. So, you know, moving on in life and as I got older and, you know, experiences and different things like that, that was one thing for me that, you know, my mentor told me, like, you got to let that go. You know, this person didn't apologize and you got to let that go, Jay. You holding that too high of a level of importance. And I know some of y'all gonna disagree with me, and I get it. And don't get me wrong. I support your fight. I'm gonna be honest. I'm still on that side of the fence. Like, no, you owe me an apology. But I have learned that that is not a hill that I want to die on. Take the high road. You know, be thankful. Pray for them. You know, pray that something is altered in their mind and heart to want to be apologetic. They may not see how bad that they hurt you or affected you or whatever. And hell, they may see exactly how bad. They may not care. They may be out here collecting infinity stones or something. I don't know. But don't die on that hill. So I want y'all to take the higher road today. I'm taking the higher road today. I am being more careful with how I respond, react, and I've said it before, right? So I'm human. I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect. I'm not exactly where I want to be. Lord knows if this was some type of training, I think I got it now. So I want to go in the gym, release anything that is not of positive energy. I want to sweat it out, leave it in the gym. And I'm claiming an amazing day. I'm claiming an alignment with people who see things in somewhat of a similar, we don't got to see things exactly the same, but I'm praying that I meet and align with people whose vision, whose purpose, whose mindset, whose discipline, whose equity and inclusion, whose goals. I'm praying that alignment happens, and not just for me, but for you too. We all deserve that. And if you already have a person, now I'm making it relationship related. If you already have a person and that's an issue that y'all face, I've personally in my relationship invested in counseling, invested in books, journals, workbooks. Listen, the resources are out there. If y'all really wanted to work, you'll put in the work. Tomorrow I'm gonna do a video on letting people in the middle of y'all stuff. And we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. I want y'all to have an amazing day. I don't want to make this video too long. Take the higher road. Don't be afraid. Your reward is probably bigger. Your purpose is probably bigger. Don't be afraid to move on from that situation that didn't apologize to you. Don't tell your boss I said this now. If you got a work issue with your boss, they ain't apologize. I'm just kidding. Apply as needed. Jay.